Good day. Welcome back to the Vitality Project. I'm Dr. Bob. Thanks for taking a couple minutes to join me here today. I appreciate you being with me. Yesterday here at the Vitality Project, we dipped a bit deeper into addiction, what it means to be actively addicted, and also why we might engage in addictive behaviors, even to start with. In fact, I gave you a homework assignment asking you to identify any addictive behaviors in which you currently engage. It could be with substance, it could be without substance. But as you'll recall from yesterday's discussion, one feature in common with all addictive behaviors is that we all get some version of a high or a rush out of our activity. As for active addiction, we've now defined it to include not only the high we get from consuming or engaging in the addictive substance or behavior, we've certainly discussed that, but now we've also included our discussing the come down afterwards. Sometimes this is a literal hangover, for example, with alcohol. Other times it's a feeling of depression. Perhaps it's associated with regret for having engaged in the behavior which we'd like to stop, or frustration, or even guilt. But there's one more aspect to the cycle of active addiction that I want to discuss, and we mustn't forget it. After the withdrawal, hangover, come down, whatever you want to call it, after that, what follows after our getting the rush and the hangover is a third piece, and we need to discuss this. And it has to do with our craving for the next high. So I get high, whatever the behavior is, the activity. I end up coming down from that. Some form of withdrawal, could be emotional, could be physical. And then after a period of time, I'm going to start craving the drug or the experience again. And so what I want you to do today is to review the list of any of your addictive behaviors that you've been examining. For example, if you drink to get high, there's no doubt in my mind that you'll be able to identify the aftermath symptoms of hangover. And of course, that depends on how much you drank and how much your body and brain are used to drinking. But now can you also locate in your day, in your week, in the addictive cycle, when you're craving, if we use the example of drinking, when you're craving for another drink begins to creep back in. And just substitute on the line whatever the addictive behavior is. When does your wishing for more, your desiring to come back for another fix, so to speak, when does that creep back in? I'd like you to see what you discover, and we'll be back tomorrow. We'll be wrapping up our initial understanding here of what I see as an expanded, and I also see as a very necessary understanding of the entire cycle of active addiction. Because we're going to need this when we begin to examine how it is that addiction affects our brains and our bodies and our relationships, in fact, our entire lives. Thanks again for joining me here today at the Vitality Project. I wish you well until we meet again. Please stay safe and be well, and come back and join me tomorrow.